So, hey guys, today's guest is someone who is working quietly behind the scenes of some of the world's most data intensive businesses, making sure that trust, security, and resilience are not optional. We have Arshad Ahmad with us, who is the Director of Information Security at ZS Associates, where he leads information security strategy for a global consulting and technology organization operating at massive scale. In a world where AI adoption is exploding, data is borderless, and cyber threats evolve faster than org charts. Arshad sits at the intersection of business risk, technology architecture, and leadership decision making. His work isn't just about protecting systems, it's about enabling growth without breaking trust. This conversation is especially relevant for founders and CXOs because security today is no longer a back office function. It's a boardroom conversation, and we'll talk about how leaders should think about information security, what companies consistently get wrong, and how to build security as a competitive advantage rather than a compliance checkbox. Welcome, Arshad. Welcome to the Builders Club.
Thank you, Sohail. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for the time.
Okay. So, Arshad, I think we can probably begin a little bit about your personal journey, how things have been, where did you grow up, where did you study, and what has been your experience been in, and what are you doing now in ZS?
I'm from Pakistan. I studied there and I started my career in medical billing and transcription company, a US based company. And I grew my career with the company as well. Company was small. I think there were like 50, 60 people when I started as a network slice system engineer role. And as I grow, company was growing rapidly, and we went almost 3,000 people in 2010. And 2011, company moved me to US, and that's how I came to US, and I started working as at director level. So I was managing a lot of acquisitions. We were doing it, and because company's aim was to go to the public, and we have like a lot of the healthcare portability HIPAA law came in, so that's where we start working on it, and that's where interest in security also came up. So I set up the infosec department in the company as well, and that's I lead it to the ISO 27000 audit. We were certified in ISO 27001, and then working very closely with the business teams on the HIPAA certification, because Obamacare created some of the laws where the EHR, the electronic health record system softwares, need to be certified so the doctors can get some payments. They allowed some bonuses. So that's how we came into the like the lot more deeper into the security footprint. That's how I started, and then I went into some other industries as well. I work in fintech, Broadridge, as well, and then my last job was with Genmab. That's a pharmaceutical company who works on oncology medicines. They have what, 7 medicines right now in the market. That's where I set up a cloud center of excellence. I work in the information security department and infrastructure department as well. I took a lot of roles because we were growing there too. And I was deeply working on GXP compliance because it's a pharma. So that's where a lot more work on the compliance side, security side was there. And also I was involved with a lot of initiatives on the AI, um, because I have a hands-on experience on infrastructure and on security. So I was working directly with the scientists who were doing some experiments, looking for antibodies, clinical trials, automation using AI, and also some of the uses of AI in the drug prescription, or you can say drug selection. So then I joined ZS as a director of information security, architecture and engineering. And I'm leading now not only the architecture and engineering area, but also AI security and the cloud security as well. because
mm,
I have experience on the cloud center of excellence I set up in GenMed. That's what I'm getting leveraging here. Like I can call it a cooperation between the information security and the cloud team, because we have almost like 200 plus CCOE people. So I'm like a bridge between them and the security side as well.
got it. Got it. So, I think a lot of your experience has been in the healthcare ecosystem only, and I think Xeris also is one of the leading consultancies in the healthcare domain. I want to understand a little bit about the role of IT info and security, the role that you lead in the pharma and the healthcare ecosystem. Help us understand this for a layman. How does it work? How important is it? And where all do the complexities lie?
I think that's a good question as well, because pharma is mainly, we think about it like, oh, they are the scientist and all other, but technically those people are very like handy. They are very computer savvy people. They run a lot of models and all other things. So when we treat them as a traditional people, like a business people, they are not. So especially the people who works on the labs, they are tech savvy peoples, I call them. So the best thing where they need our help is that how we can make sure the secure the technology from information side, infrastructure side, work for them to make their things, automate their things faster, and the things can work. Like on the scenes, it's not like we will be blocking them. So they are very creative people. They want to do innovations, and only way to innovate is when you work with them. You work for the business code. So information security is not like a roadblocker. If you put it, you keep sending them, oh, block this thing, stop this thing, this is vulnerable, this is risk, then things will not work. The people will find a shadow IT, the people will find to how to deviate and do the things because they are doing the business. So we have to work with them, understand their needs, and put security around it, put defense in depth so they can work. Innovation can continue going on with the speed. But on the other hand, you are making sure the companies, the data, everything is secure as well. So
Mm,
you need to set up a layers. Maybe the equipment they are using is very old. You cannot change the equipment,
mm,
right?
mm,
So maybe put it into DMZ, put it into zero trust architecture. So they can do their thing, but you
mm,
can also make it sure the things are secure too.
mm.
So that is, I think, the advancement. I can give you an example.
Yeah.
In ZS, when I went into the scanner where they scan sorry, in GenMap, when the scanner they were using it where they scan the player like the tissues, it when I joined it, it was generating 5 GB of one image, and they have to put 100 images. So look it into, so 100 they put it, and it can run for a week. And with the USB 3.0, it goes to a computer. From that computer, it goes to the cloud or wherever you are storing it. So if it interrupt in the middle of the week, no one is sitting, they have to start from scratch again. So they need a lot of reliable architecture, like network, infrastructure, and everything. On the other hand, when I was leaving, the scanner we got it, the same tissue, the image was generating as 100 gig, from 5 to 100 gig. So you
Wow.
can see, because the multi-layer image it generated, so they can find the cancer cells and all of that. So you
Yeah.
can see in 4 5 years from 5 gig file to 100 gig file, and multiplied by 100. So how
Mm.
much data they will be generating?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's also USB. So
Yeah.
data transfer from the scanner to the computer, which is a very high speed computer, as like a buffer, and then from that buffer it's going to cloud, and then
Interesting.
people accessing it on the on network as well. So if you look
Yeah.
it into all those things, if we will not put reliable infrastructure, secure it, and all other things, they have to start that from scratch. Same thing with the clinical trials and all other things. They are multi-million dollars when they're running it. So
Mm,
any small thing, you have to start from scratch, because FDA and all other things. So that's why it's very like requirement is to sit with them, look it into what they are doing it, and then create your infrastructure or your IT or security around that to
Mm,
facilitate them, not like a roadblock. That's, I
mm,
think, the key thing which I see people don't understand it. That's why even you see it in when you apply for pharma, if you don't have experience of pharma, technically they remove the CV from the list.
yeah.
People, lot of people say it, oh, I know IT, they will be doing IT. Why they are not even calling me for interview? Because of this reason. Because
Mm,
they do a lot of niche things and they need the people who can understand what they are doing it, so help them.
mm. So help me understand this. So, for example, there's a new client that is being onboarded for ZS, and you people have to do your duty and you people have to strategize. How does the process look like? Do you people do a proper due diligence on the current infrastructure, current processes, and how does the whole approval process also look like for you guys?
So, so I think let's go little bit the other way around. So let's say a client, he wants a new project or new application to be built by ZS, right?
Mm,
So in that case, first of all, our GRC legal teams and all other and the risk team actually assess it. Then
mm,
when we build it, it comes to the my team. So we look it into the architecture side, security architecture.
mm,
Then different security teams. So that's how we design it. Okay, there will be no data because there will be a lot of types of data in the, especially in the pharma. Now, because Europe has different law, US has different law, Japan has different law, China has different law. So that's where you need legal, you need risk GRC teams,
mm,
right, to look it into that perspective. InfoSec team look it into is how we are deploying it, the data security, like infra security, application security. We look it into that side. Okay, to
mm,
make sure if there is no vulnerabilities, there is no password, no IP protection, access controls. Once we do that, the application is now in the development phase, but then we call it ASGF, application secure, like a configuration. So we go through the SDLC technically. In the older terms, SDLC, we scan the code, then application is built, then we test it with the SaaS, DAST, and then that's how we go
mm,
to make
mm.
sure like even though it's the
Any
same client, any new application comes, the process follows the same.
yeah. Because I think your clients are enterprises, right? And there, I
Yes.
think getting the approvals and the shareholder buy-in is something which is more critical rather than the skill set or the capability.
Yeah.
Any specific project which is a memorable one for you, which you will say, "Ki this was one of the best ones or one of the most difficult projects that I've handled."
There are many projects which comes into our areas. I think I can put it in like in general. I think the AI one is a lot more best one. So when AI
Mm,
was opening in a couple of years ago, so no, not couple of years ago, it was like 2024. We started working on some of the projects. I was in GenMab at that time.
mm,
So everyone thinking if now AI can prescribe the medicines, looking into the symptoms. This was very hot topic, right?
yeah.
So we did some working on it. I was part of like putting up the infrastructure, working with the some of the we hired some consultants who are actually the people who write LLM. Okay.
Mm,
So it was a collaboration between us, vendor we hired who are specialists in LLM, and then our scientist. We
mm,
are going through it to test it. At that time, we looked into Mistral, OpenAI, ChatGPT, and all other, and we start feeding him n- very limited data, like almost 8 medicines data, and the symptoms. We were actually feeding him the clinical trial data, or you can say
mm,
this medicine work for this symptoms, and
mm,
this is the effects for this medicine. And then we start asking the model which medics, if I person has this symptom, what medicine you will prescribe.
Mm,
In the start, it was not even 20% true, the result.
mm,
And we keep putting more, did more RAG and all other things. And then I think after 8, 9 months, we reach out to like 70 to 80%. That's max it can give us. So still,
mm.
but in that was not true because technically in medicine, you need to be 99.99
AI.
because if someone so that's where we come up is like, no, this is still you need a human in the loop.
Mm,
And the result which it was picking up, that was actually a failed clinical trial. So anytime when we say this is a symptom, what medicine you put it in, it was picking up a medicine which was actually rejected.
mm. It's interesting. But I think it has also to do a lot with the data which it is operating on, right? So I think when it comes to the input data, it matters for the AI, right? So how what kind of data has it been trained on? That actually brings me to the question of AI, and I want to understand a little bit more on how you people are approaching AI and how are you seeing AI getting adopted in the pharma ecosystem, especially both in terms of adoption and then we'll probably go into the security risks and all of those things as well.
So I think in the pharma industry, like as I work in, I have a lot of colleagues as well. So there are couple of areas where AI is like helping them a lot. I think the one of the biggest areas, like let's start with the drug discovery, right? That's the first part. So before they make antibodies, they make the combination and they try it in the lab. So that's called
Mm,
like the wet lab, right? Wet lab is like where they make it. So look it into it, they millions of combinations will be made and you only pick one. Oh, I can try this one in wet lab and it did not work. But
mm,
with the help of AI, so now they are feeding that data and AI is helping them to predict which combinations will work. And
mm,
instead of trying and looking into it, now they have very solid data. Like if these combinations work and then they keep feeding the antibodies, it can tell them this combination will work and they are only trying that in the lab. So
mm,
now they have a dry lab. This is called dry lab where they are running all everything into the models. So
interesting.
that's so the drug discovery is now expedited. Now you will see it. Lot of new combinations and lot of companies are now saying it. Oh, we have some combination. We want to try it because now they are not doing it in wet lab. All the pre work now they are doing it in the AI, and the
Mm,
which ones they're getting is 100% matching all the criterias from
mm,
the dry lab. Now they are putting into wet lab. That's
mm,
I think that was one of the area which I see it. They are getting lot more focuses. The second focus is once now they pick up the medicine, now they are making it, right? The third area, if you see it in the whole drug discovery time, is the clinical trials area. That's where
mm,
it take a lot of time, right?
mm,
So now because clinical trial is happening across the world, across the let's say countries, right? And then this everyone is different, like investigator is different and all of the people are different. They fill up the forms, form has so many things, then someone read that forms, fill it out, complete it, and then submit to FDA or whoever the drug authorities are. That's what's taking so much time. Now they are trying to automate that area as well. That's the second area where they want to, I think it take years to do the clinical trial part. Now they
yeah.
want it, AI can do it. It can like scan the documents, check this document has this thing missing, so they can ask it to fill it out. So they don't need a human system can read it and get it. That's the second
But
area where
interesting. So in clinical trial areas, also you're saying that AI is basically getting adopted. But is it more on the documentation side or is it on something somewhere else also?
I'm coming into I think the third area, third aspect will cover the clinical trial too, because you need to
Oh,
find the people as well, right? The patient
yeah,
as well. That's where the
yeah.
terms used we'll see in medicine. Okay.
Got it.
So you need the medicine at the right time to the right patient.
Mm,
So So now your drug is approved. I'm just saying it right. Now
Mm,
you need to know where is the patient.
mm,
I can send my medicine to that, right?
mm,
So you pick up the data, you run some tool and say, oh, find the patients which has like this cancer. Then
mm,
you know your medicine will not work who has your medicine will not work who was taking statin or this kind of medicine. Then you run another query, it will remove all those people. Then you find it out really actually those patients who actually need your medicine and you know
mm,
where they are. So the
mm,
speed is too much now. So that's
mm.
why like the medicine is reaching out to those patients.
But for this, you need a lot of data, and that data has to be a part of your system.
Yes, so the data now you are getting it from lot of CROs. So like all the EHRs and all other things like so you are getting the data from across the board.
Mm,
AI is helping is before what was happening is you have all the data. You are waiting for someone data scientist to and you ask him to query the data, filter the data. Now you
mm,
don't need it. The data is there as a field person or a commercial person. I can with NLP like natural language, I can write it. So that's where AI is helping it. So you don't need the data scientist to do it. You put the data now you can go and ask him, I need this thing, and it's generating the report for you and all other things.
On a basic technical aspect, what is the margin of error that you have seen AI is having? Any kind of specific LLMs which you see work better than the others?
I think you mentioned it before. It's nothing to do with I think LLM comes up later. Is the how the data is the main part. If your
Mm,
data is not correct, if your data is not cleaned up, the answer you will get it based on the data. And LLM is comes up at the second layer, right? You need
mhm.
to make
Right.
sure the data you are feeding is the right data, is the perfect data. It has the information which you're looking for. So I think it's the data which is the main thing.
Do you think AI can help in curing cancer, or are we very
Yes.
close to it?
I see it like I think as I was in that company, so I see cervical cancer, which was no medicine. That company has that medicine. I just was reading in the morning. They have a one medicine which is in already in life, or like it's already in the market. They got a very good results on that. I keep looking into it. So I see it like as I said it like AI is helping a lot. I hope in couple of years, even though diseases are new coming, but the diseases which were not curable, especially in cancer and all other, I see it like a lot of medicines are in the pipeline.
Very interesting.
Not only one company, many companies. I think if I did not run it, but maybe we can run a query. How many cancers medicines are there? Um, I think we can get a good number. I personally think it AI is helping a lot.
Mm. When it comes to the data, is there any data sharing or knowledge sharing which happens between pharma companies, or between government organizations and pharma companies, which help you get more right kind of data or a better data pool in which you can do analysis?
Yes, I think there is private companies as well, and the government is also helping you the data. So that's why like all the countries forcing it to use like electronic health records, so you can get the data and then you mask it, yeah, you and anonymize it, right? So
Of
you,
course.
yeah, but that data is now available. Even you can see it. FDA has a standard. US, a lot of companies are selling the data. If I think data selling is also a very big business, multi-billions of business. So they buy the data from the people.
Interesting.
That way, yeah. I think same thing is. This is a question I don't have like too much detail, but Denmark is you see a lot of companies are there too, because that country is very like they facilitate in the clinical trials. So a lot of
Mhm.
companies have office there. So I think it's all because everyone is looking for help for the people, whichever government is. And if they have a data, they can provide the data. And as I said, data is also a money source as well.
Interesting. Now coming to security, Arshad, I want to understand. So, is it security or is it compliance which takes more, which takes precedence in terms of work for you guys in pharma
I think
specifically?
I think pharma is more on the compliance side because FDA and all countries has their own compliances, right? China wants like the if you want to sell a medicine, I think China has a law that the clinical trial happen in the local country. Same way, I think Europe also has it their own approval. So there's no one approval that this medicine will be used in the country. Every country has own laws. So I think compliance is more important because you cannot test it on one area of people and say this will work on the others.
Mm,
So every country has own rules. So I think more is the compliance, then the security comes up.
got it. Got it. And any specifics? So I think there have been a lot of regulation changes also that have happened, especially in US right now, especially when you talk about healthcare. Um, I mean, I think a lot of regulations, a lot of compliances will also come in, especially with the whole AI thing coming into effect. Any specific thing that you people, any patterns or any trends that you are seeing right now?
Yeah, I think the major thing is like if you look it into it, so right now AI compliance or laws still evolving, but
Evolving.
still we are what the major frameworks where everyone is working is on is GDPR. I think the data privacies and personal informations and all other. I think that's where everyone is working on because
Mm,
that will apply whatever you do with AI as well. Right. You
yeah.
cannot disclose someone's personal information. You cannot do some harms using AI to the
That's
people, right? So I think the fundamental is there. Over the top is the attackers are also now using it. I think AI better than us.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so if you look at into couple of years ago when you get the emails like phishing emails, the grammar was the major thing was the grammar was wrong and something was wrong. Now they are writing it very sophisticated emails. You see it, this is right because there's no grammar mistakes. It
Yeah.
has a context as well. So I think now those people, the bad actors, they are getting all this information either from company's website or the company has a meeting coming up, company just released this thing, so they're using that information and generating the emails. We are
Mm,
seeing it now, so many emails that is coming with the context, like companies generated a report. On the basis of the report they say, oh, this finance work on it, they send emails to the finance people. So that
mm.
like targeted audiences with the targeted information.
The other aspect is automated. Now nobody has to sit and do it manually. Now it's just a bot which is working 24/7, right? How, I mean, I think I was speaking with one of the, CISOs very recently, and he was basically saying that now it's going to be AI versus AI when it comes to security, because we also have our own AIs which have to fight their AIs, and there has to be a human in the loop which is going to, play like a mediator, wherein you can't give everything, all the power of for your organization security to your AI also. There has to be one human in the loop. Otherwise, then things might actually go out of hand. What is your take on this, Ashok?
Yeah, I think that's what we are looking into this year. One of the goal we have is AI for infosec. So
Mm,
this year we have a goal to create like AI for infosec. Even though lot of like all the flavors, whichever we are getting it, either it's as or Sentinel, every tool has built-in AI into that, but
yeah.
that has some capabilities. So I think the idea which you mentioned, it human in the loop, yes, you needed it. You cannot say AI to get the alert. It will maybe a false alert and it can go and shut down the server. No, we
Mm,
need to
mm,
you need to divide it to get the trust build it, right? As an
mm,
intern comes, you don't give him the username and password,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To your major
Absolutely.
servers, right?
Yeah.
Applications. So same thing is AI is an intern for us. So
Mm,
if we take it and we have to train it, and then get the confidence, build it on, and then maybe at one point we say, okay, now you are enough trained. We look it into you. We put the guardrails around you. Now you can go and take the actions. But most probably we will treat it as like an intern. So AI
mm,
agent is an intern for us. It's
mm.
it's on the manager how he treat it, right? Here he
Okay.
treat,
Yeah.
some interns also do the mistakes because
Yeah.
no one told them this is very critical server. For to shut down this one, to do something, this is a process. You have to go to change management. You have to do this, right? Same way we do with incident like a response plan. You create some documents. So the
Mm,
agent which will be working for us, as you said, 24 by 7, no sleep, no break, no tea break, no smoking, nothing, right? No coffee
yeah.
break. You need to treat it as an intern and then
Mm,
train him. That
mm,
will help you. If you think, oh no, I got it, it will work, no, because
mm,
it also learns from the data. You need to put proper guardrails. You need
mm,
to test it on the sandboxes or like unimportant stuff and see how it work. If someone
mm,
can manipulate it, it can
mm,
damage you, it can put you harm, and maybe you will not trust AI anymore. But if your
mm,
approach will be, I will treat it as an intern and I can train him, and then gradually I can move in. I think that approach will work.
mm.
I'm
Very.
treating it as agent. I'm treating it as an intern.
No, it's a very interesting analogy, and I think that's the right way to do it because I think AI is a very good servant, but it's a very bad taskmaster. So you cannot give your controls or your powers to it. It'll listen to you as long as it is under you. But the moment you try to listen to it, then probably that's where the problems actually start. So it's a great analogy. I also want to understand a little bit on any specific tools, which I mean, how far is because you people are using it on an enterprise scale. How far is it in terms of actually getting adopted and absorbed into an enterprise layer, in terms of getting absorbed into an enterprise grade application or organization. I mean, if you have been using it both for IT as well as any specific use cases where you're seeing that AI is getting used or getting absorbed, getting better at, you know, automating the whole process on an org level in an enterprise. And then we'll get into the IT space as well.
I think overall, if you look at it, it's helping everyone. I call it like for me, I call it it's the company. Let me take it another way. How I feel it AI. I feel it AI is another extra help which company gave me. Company is paying
Mm,
for it. Like I'm using ChatGPT, Copilot, and all other. So that's
mm,
actually helping me to expedite my things, right?
mm,
Then meeting notes, if I'm taking it, or I have to do some research and all other things, that tool is helping me to do it. Yes, still responsibilities on me to validate it, to verify that information I'm getting is correct or not, because again, it's getting on a data. I don't have access to that data, right?
mm,
That data may be bad on which it is trained. And there are
mm,
many use cases when we see it, we ask a question, and I knew it, this is not there, and it says
mm,
no, this is the way to fix it. This
mm,
is this is the answer, and that answer is not correct. If I copy and pasted it and send to someone, I will lose my credibility as well, right? Because I'm sending something which is not true. So I
yeah.
think that is one of the area that companies are giving these tools to the people so they can expedite their things to get the things done
Mm,
quickly, like writing email and
mm,
summarizations, chat, and all other things. That's
mm,
where I think it's doing a lot more help.
mm,
Then on the second side, where companies getting the information is like they are creating like the chatbots kind of thing, which were exist
mm.
before, that. Like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a new concept. That's another area where they are giving them the help, right? So they are creating like a specialized agent on a specialized data. So people can ask the questions about it, like HR policies and all other thing. That's another example. You don't need to contact HR. Ask
mm,
like the chatbot, and it's getting you the information from the data, which is like the HR policies and FAQs and whatever, right? So you don't need to go and look it into all the employee handbook. You can ask it, it can take you, this is the answer, page number this, go and click it and you can see it.
mm,
The third thing where people are getting a lot, the companies are adopting more is on some of the special use cases. As I said, like when the drug, we go back to the drug example, right?
mm,
So now the salesman is not waiting for someone. The data is in the data lake, and then you put an embedding layer on it, NLP. So
mm,
he's asking the question. So he's not waiting for the data scientist. Can you go run the query and can you
mm,
get the data to me? He is writing
mm,
it and it's giving him the answers, is generating the reports for him. And he run another query, filter it out, another query. So you see, it's collaboration. It's giving a lot more collaboration now to the end user. So it's removing
mm,
the middle lane part of it. These are the use cases where I'm seeing it like a lot more.
mm, mm. Do you think that AI is going to replace the lower management layer in organizations?
I don't think so.
Why do you say so?
I don't think so. In the soon it will not be, but maybe the people who are opposing it, who are not adopting it, that may be a
Mm.
problem. And that's always a problem. I don't call it like this is only to AI. If companies going to new technologies and you stick to the old technologies, they will not exist anymore.
So you're saying you need to adopt to it, you need to learn how to use it, but
Yes.
they'll not be replacing jobs, is it?
Yeah, I think it will be more jobs. If you see, everyone is hiding it. So I was reading today, like in the morning, one of the executive level person, he said it now. IT director's role will be to use AI, not to I will be doing the servers, infrastructure, and all other things. No, they need to be AI enabled,
Mm,
right? Adaptable and all other things.
mm,
So
mm.
that's how I treat it. Like you need to learn it. If you say no, I will be doing the things without AI. No, I'm saying companies giving you a tool which will help you to do the things.
There's a lot of fear mongering happening that people are firing so many people, and Sam Altman coming and saying that the only jobs which will be left will be of plumbers and all of these things. You being in the tech ecosystem, I think from a real world perspective, and the way I look at it, majority of these things which all of these spokespeople say is usually for PR and for their stakeholders and investors, just so their share prices can actually go up. But from a real techie perspective, who's actually now adopting AI, do you really see the number of people, or firings, and the number of people becoming lesser in the organization in the years to come?
I think the thing has to be thinking differently. I can take it back because I came from infrastructure side. So couple of
Mm,
years ago, like when Microsoft launched Office 365 as a product. If I looked into today, ZS has own mail servers,
mm,
own Sky for Business or Link, which is the Microsoft Teams, own SharePoint hosted, file servers and everything. I think ZS need maybe 50 people to manage that
mm,
technically, right?
mm,
You need lot of people, lot of servers to back up and all other things. With
mm,
Office 365 as a service, technically you need maybe now less than 5 people.
mm,
That's it,
mm,
right?
mm,
But does that mean the other jobs finished? No.
mm,
The
mm,
other ways came up is because that service bring more items. You need to work different way,
mm,
right? So I think that's the thinking which people has to come up. It will not replace all the jobs. It will not. But the thing is, yes, the more products will start coming. The company was doing before one medicine, now company will be making 5 medicines. because the AI is enabling them to do the things faster. If they need 10 people before, maybe now 2 people will be doing that thing, and company put rest of the AI people on 4 other different things. So
Mm,
look it into how many apps are coming, how many websites are coming, how many new products across the board are coming. You need people for that. So
mm,
I think it's multiplying the thing. Now companies
mm,
think if we gave you the tool, we train you on AI. Now you can do the thing which you can do it in 1 week, you can do it in 1 day. So
mm,
work more. So you are working more. So that's
mm.
what I believe it. But I don't
Yeah.
see like ZS, I don't see they stop hiring the people. We still have, I think, aim to hire around 3,000 people. We last year we hired 3,000 people, so I'm not seeing it.
So a lot of companies actually fired people and now they are rehiring, saying that it's
Yeah.
a mistake. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a valid point. No, I mean this has been a great discussion. Any specific tools which you people are a fan of, Arshad, in terms of both your work as well as in terms of personal? What's the tool that you use the most?
I think I use, I can give you a very good example. I think that will
Mm,
be very good. 2 weeks ago, I passed my CSSP certification.
mm.
So it is like you one of
Congratulations.
the one of the tough certification. So I was studying it 1, 2, then I did the boot camp as well and other. So one day I thought it, let me use Chat GPT to train me on the areas where I am weak. So first I take my test as there's so many things on the chat and CSSP. So ask I CSSP, I want to go for the exam, take my test
Mm,
as an exam mode. So it start taking my test. Then it find it out these are your weakness areas. I say
mm,
now train me on those areas only.
mm,
And it trained me. It was really training me on the way. Then
mm,
answering me what I have to do it like on this question, tech will not come first because the expectation is you are a manager, so you have to look it into the policy or process. Right.
very
So,
interesting.
so you need, if you use these kind of tools, they will really help you. So
Mm,
it depends on how you are using them.
mm,
The tools are available, they can write the program, but logic will come up from the someone who is a human.
mm. I agree.
Yes. Yeah, so
I
I think
agree.
that's where the human needs to be there. We have to train our kids and all other, right, to start using these tools. Don't afraid it. This tool will help you. If you use
Mm,
them right way, they will help you in your day-to-day job. So this is I
mm,
can give you an example because I was like I'm studying and whoever I talk, everyone is telling different story on this test, right, exam. So how I can, because I study one person's videos like 40 hours, I go to another one totally same domain but different contents. I say what's going on, like then I can keep going on doing some practice questions, totally different perspective. Then I say let me use GPT and ask him to train me on that, and it
mm,
really helped very well.
mm. No, no, this is a very interesting use case, yeah, Arshad. There are a lot of things. Your when it comes to kids, and it's a very interesting point. I, what's your take on exposing kids to AI? And I mean, I'll give you my perspective, and then probably you can add on. The way I look at it, I think not too early. Probably it's like, driving that post 18. After you turn 18, you can probably use it because I think uh, kids can have a high tendency of relying a lot more on AI rather than using their own brains for solving problems. What is your take, Harshad?
I think it depends on the areas and all of that, because the reason is if teachers gave them, if the schools gave them the gadget like the laptops to use it, right,
Yeah.
and everyone is aware of, right? Now mobile has AI built into it. All browsers has built in into it. So I think we need to guiding them, right? It's not like use it. So tell them like, okay, when you use it, like I keep telling them as a security, you use it, I can in 5 minutes, I get your answer and I can tell you you copied it from AI or not, right?
Mm,
You need to guide them the right things like, okay, if you stuck it somewhere, yes, then take it an example, they take a picture, it can explain you. Look for the explanation, not
mm,
copying and pasting. As I said,
mm,
like you use it for your tutor, use it for your friend who can help you. I'm not
mm.
saying relying on it, but they need to adopt it because the pace where the things are going on, I think after 18, maybe it will be late for them because everything around is now going on. But
Very interesting.
we need to tell them that how to use it, right?
Mm,
Because Gen Z or Gen Alpha, whichever, I don't know, I keep confusing between them is, so they are now more advanced.
mm,
So we need to, they will ask you, you cannot simply say no. You need to tell them like the safest way, what is the right way to use it, what you can get from it, right? Because
mm,
they talk more than us. We only maybe talk to our friends only on professional side. These kids talk a lot. So
mm,
there are other things, and then from there they're getting it. If you don't tell them, they will get it. Either you tell them or not. But I think
mm,
as a parent, we need to educate them the safe ways, responsible use of AI. That's what I believe. Like we need to guide them how to use it, which areas it will help you. As you rightly said it can manipulate the information. It can be wrong. We need to train them how to verify that thing is. I remember when ChatGPT came, we friends asking it, whose egg is bigger, camel or hen? Chicken.
mm,
It keep answering camel
mm, mm,
because it was thinking from that side, camel is bigger, so the egg will be bigger, right?
mm,
So hallucination will be a biggest factor. If everyone will be feeding wrong answer to ChatGPT, ChatGPT
mm,
will give that. So I'm just putting ChatGPT, but any AI, if 100 people will be giving him the wrong information because it's learning from the, if it's say, oh, 100 people are saying camel egg is bigger, right, and there is not proper security there and all other thing, then maybe
mm,
one person will ask, it will say that information is correct. So
mm,
we need to train the people because the, I think the wrong information will be fed very quickly to AI.
mm,
So there
mm,
is some manipulation on the issues and all other things that can be very easily fed to these tools, and these tools can provide a fake news and all other things. So I
mm,
think we need to educate our kids, like don't believe it, do some research on it, go to another source, find the source, and
mm,
figure it out which information is correct.
mm,
I'm not in the fan like they will copy paste it, but I'm also not on the fan that we will hide these things from them. They are already listening it. So it's good like we can, as in the companies, we do responsible use of AI, right? Human in the loop, trust but verify, right? So I
mm.
think that's kind of the things which we have to develop our kids into it. We don't know it, and they're getting the wrong information from somewhere.
Yeah. Any specific guardrails that you are seeing when it comes to this data input? I'll tell you why. Is because I think speaking to somebody who's basically one of the leaders in Dubai in the AI ecosystem, she was telling us about AI is having biases, and that's primarily because the data that has been fed has biases, right? And there is no way you can control it right now, at least, and it's completely up to how the data is fed. But then it's your data, right? So are there any specific guardrails which we can put, or any checks and balances to see whether the data which has been put in is the right one.
Yeah, so I think that two things into that. Data is mainly which is feeding it. So I come from the security perspective, right? So I
Yeah.
will not be if someone is telling me this data is the real data and all others. So data owner is the responsible, right? So if you look it into the aspects or GDPR, whoever law, so data
Mm,
owner is the responsible for the data. Okay,
mm,
from a
mm,
job perspective, if he's feeding a wrong data, then it's his part. But
mm,
let's now come back to the from where the security can help it into it. So what
mm,
we are doing at ZS and overall, we are saying it the input prompt, right? And the
mm,
output prompt. These are the two things, right? So you
mm,
are inputting some wrong information which is not entitled to. Let's say HR
mm,
system. HR has two backends, right? I'm giving an example. One is for HR people, so they can get the salary, they can get the information of the candidate, employees, and all of that. But
mm,
then I am an employee. I can only ask the information which I needed it. If we
mm,
don't put proper guardrails, don't put like a runtime, it's called runtime security in AI. We are calling it runtime, right? So you put a prompt, it checks it. There will be a middle layer, security layer on the backend, proxy you call it. It checks
mm,
your question is good or not before it goes to LLM, right?
mm,
If it says your information is good, then it sends to the AI,
mm,
get the answer, but before show you the answer, check the answer is correct or not. You are asking it something, right?
mm,
Maybe you ask salary for Arshad. I'm just giving an example.
mm,
First, you cannot, it will say, okay, you are not from HR. You are not a Shah's manager. If company has a
mm,
policy, Shah's manager know the salary, right?
mm,
You cannot get this information. This is not
mm.
the question. Let's say
Interesting.
it bypass that layer, right?
Mm,
Now coming back, the return result is coming and you need to check it there. Okay. Oh, it's asking for salary. Oh, does he
mm,
has access? Does this information he has access? Let me check his
mm,
rights. So that's the output answer, output check as well. So you need to put
mm,
the checks on both sides. So this is
mm,
another way you can like protect all kind of that things which can happen through AI,
mm,
input validation and output validation. That is the area where now a lot of people like even including us, we are exploring it. It's called AI runtime. So you put a proxy between it. So that is taking the input and checking it that you have access to this information. You are authorized to get that information. This application is not entitled for that. So let's block certain things there. But if it did not block, when the output is coming, does the system is providing some information which is not entitled to, right? So
mm,
validate that information there too.
mm, mm, mm,
And
mm.
this way you can put some extra layers of the security into it.
Interesting. I think, Arshad, this has been a great and fascinating discussion. How was your experience, Arshad? 60
It was
minutes?
good. Yeah, it was good. Past
This,
60 minutes, I did not look into.
yes, I was. That's why, I mean, we do this very casually, but I think for the viewers here, this is a very insightful one because I think what we got to know is how you guys, how the security and the IT ecosystem is looking at AI. What are the different ways you are looking at adoption? What are the different trends which are there being followed in the ecosystem? And the opportunities and the obstacles which you people are going through as well. Any pointers, Arshad, for the people who are listening in when it comes to any top three things which you think from a security perspective people should keep in mind, especially if they are enterprise CTOs, right now in 2026.
I think the major, I think it's already in the area. One is like the zero trust architecture, right? Trust but verify. Because the biggest threat is the insider threat, right? So you need to look it into it because if my computer, if I have access and I'm got compromised, then I can get it into the data, right? So I think the first thing is the zero trust architecture where people has to think about it. Then on the AI side is People has to. It will be. It's I call it. It's a reality. It's no more fiction, right? You will be using it, either you know it or not. Every tool is now coming up with some kind of AI capabilities into that. One of the learning I get it. Sometimes we bought a tool or software couple of years ago. At that time, they did not have AI built into it. We signed the contracts with them, right? MSAs and all other things. But now that tool is adding AI and has visual capability. Let's review our contracts to make sure it covers us, it protects us. Not just like, okay, let me update it. Maybe at that time you did not put any clause to how they can use your data. So if you are using an existing tool and there is an AI capability is adding on, look it into your contracts as well. You need to review your contract because I think we are still going on contract we signed 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and the things are keep going on. But they added new capabilities, we have to review it. That's, I think, another thing which as a security leaders or even the CTOs or the CIOs, they have to look it into it. Let's review your contract if it's not recently signed. And that tool or the software which you're using it adding the capability of AI. So that's I think, and the third is I think another thing which is coming up is on the quantum computing PQC. I think that's a interesting area where we have to start get ready on the cryptography, especially that will be a risk. So I think we are also started doing R&D on that, what assets we have it, what new ways of the cryptography we have to work it out post quantum. So to get ready before we will be too late. And on top of that is awareness of your users about the latest AI security things and all of that.
Interesting. When you graduated from college, Arshad, did you ever think that you will be working on quantum computers?
Oh, I don't think. I think I started getting quantum when IBM Watson started it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
IBM
because
Watson
that
was
yeah.
2015, 10 years back almost, I
Yeah,
think.
I think maybe I start using like 2011 or 12 when I start hearing about it, like IBM Watson project, because we were in as I said, I was in medical billing and transcription business. So there you need like a Watson to remember it was generating from text to voice kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So and then translations and other things. So that's where the APIs were used. So we were using it. We want to use it for our application at that time. So when doctor is seeing the medicine and he's giving the notes, he that notes can be automatically transcribed into the application. So doctor don't have to type it.
Mm. No, I think now the quantum computers will soon be in your either your wearables or in your smartphone in the next 3, 4 years only.
Yes, I personally think it. And the same with the AI. I think the next topic of AI is like when the people will be downloading the models on their phones and running it from there.
Yeah. Everybody is going to have their own assistant.
Yeah. That's how I say you will be getting an intern. You need to train it.
Great. It was a great conversation, Arshad. Lovely chatting. Looking forward to having more conversations like this and hopefully hosting you in one of our future events also in the US.
Thank you, Soyan. It was great.